Sesaat lagi Anda akan menyaksikan Asia Forward in association with
Minister Wu, you firmly confirm that Taiwan is ready for the war anytime. What are the preparations in terms of the military force?
We are trying to prepare for it. We want to be ready at any time, and therefore there's a lot of measures that we have undertaken. For example, we have discussed with our good friend, the United States, on the necessary asymmetric strategy. And these kinds of transformation has been taking place. It's not only the weapons that we acquire from the United States for the asymmetric strategy. We also train our soldiers to adapt to the modern warfare of asymmetry. And that is something in progress. And we see that our soldiers being trained by the United States or trained together with the US have very high morale because they know that they are more capable of fighting a modern warfare than ever. And another thing to show our readiness or our determination to defend ourselves is to extend the conscript service from 4 months to 1 year. And this will start from January 1st next year. And we are also making so much more investment in our defense than ever. If you look at the chart of our military investment, is at the steady pace of increase. And I think with this trajectory, Taiwan will be able to acquire more and more defensive capabilities in defending ourselves. And other than that, the United States has also been very helpful. Going through foreign military finance or presidential drawdown authority, the United States is also providing lots of assistance to Taiwan at the level that we haven't seen before. And that would allow Taiwan to acquire defensive capabilities to deal with a possible aggression by the PRC.
Minister Wu, have you ever been to Indonesia?
Yes, several times.
Several times. So you know that Indonesia is located in the middle of everybody. This is Indonesia, where the maritime crossroad.
Yes.
And then this is China, and this is Taiwan. The South China Sea is here. Singapore, Australia, US, Japan, South Korea. We're like in the middle of everybody. If this war really happens, what do you think? How this war will impact Indonesia? Because we're in this central location.
Yes. This is a very good question, and this is a question that a lot of countries are asking. If you look at the war in Ukraine, now the world is still suffering from the general economic slowdown because of the war. There was food crisis, there was energy crisis, and then there was inflation, and then was a general economic slowdown. It impacted upon a lot of countries, even as far away as South American countries. And it will be the same if China launches a war against Taiwan. If you look at the trade transportation, 50% of the world cargo goes through the Taiwan Strait. And if the transportation is disrupted, you can imagine the kinds of impact it will have upon the rest of the world. And other than that, Taiwan also produces about 90% of the most advanced semiconductor chips. And the modern industries need computer chips to power them. And if the computer chips supply chain is disrupted, you can imagine the impact upon the rest of the world, especially those most advanced economies. It will be very serious. It's probably going to be more serious than the war in Ukraine. So we should get ready to see the kinds of impact. And if we feel that the impact is going to be very serious on the rest of the world, I think we should all speak up. We have seen that the United States, Canada, the UK, and many other countries in Europe, as well as Japan and Australia, spoke out unequivocally that the peace and stability over the Taiwan Strait is indispensable to global security and prosperity. And I hope our Indonesian friends can also understand that a war involving Taiwan is certainly going to impact upon Indonesia as well. And if you look at the Chinese activities, they are not only gearing at Taiwan. Just flashback for a couple of years. Look at what happened in Hong Kong. the Chinese imposed national security law upon Hong Kong and took away every bit of freedom away from the Hong Kong people. Now the Hong Kong people don't have political freedom or other type of freedom. They cannot even speak anything that will cause the displeasure of the Beijing authority. And then when the Chinese authorities was imposing the national security law on Hong Kong, people were asking, who is going to be the next? And then many people say that Taiwan is next. And now look at what China has been doing to Taiwan. China is putting all kinds of pressure on Taiwan. They are even trying to interfere in our national election, which is coming up in only 3 weeks. So this is a situation that we see that authoritarianism, when they try to expand, we have to stop it. Otherwise, it will continue to expand. So if it's not stopped at Taiwan, I think our close neighbor, our good friend, the Philippines, is going to be impacted. And if we look further, the Indonesians and Malaysians also have a claim over the South China Sea. The Chinese Navy will come to you sooner or later if the Philippines is seriously impacted. So this is our call to our friends in the region. We should keep our eyes open to the authoritarian expansionism, and we have to stop it right now.
In association with